Good day, we are the fourth group and we will talk about the Palaw'an people. So the history will be discussed by Sofia Emmanuel Gran, Belief by Leah May Ibon, Culture is by Brittany Cervantia, Livelihood is by Irish Kate Wazon, and Problems will be discussed by Shav Andre Atrero. So before anything else, magkaiba po yung Palawan, people of Palawan sa Palaw'an. Kasi people of Palawan, sila yung mga parang collective, like lahat ng tribes na nasa Palawan. While Palaw'an is part ng people of Palawan. So, the Palawan tribal people, also known as the Palawano or the Palaw'an, are an indigenous ethnic group of the Palawan group of islands in the Philippines. Palawanos are more popularly known as Palawans, which is pronounced faster than the name of the province. So yun nga, yung mistake ko is Palawan and Palawans. So ang Palawan, they are divided into four ethno-linguistic subgroupings. Ito yung Quezon Palawano, which is also known as the Central Palawano, the Bugsok Palawano or South Palawano, Brooks Point Palawano, and Southwest Palawano. Yung Quezon Palawano, nahati pa siya into Southern Palawan, particularly on the western section of Municipality of Quezon, including the eastern part of Abo-Abo of the Municipality of Sofronia Española, going southward down to the northern section of the Municipality of Rizal. So meron ding group ng Palawan na makikita sa sitios Gugnan, Kambing, Tugpa, and Calatabog of Barangay Panitian. Ayan, a short video will be presented.
Good morning. For the history, I will report about it. Next slide. So, according to one of the news article I have watched, the Palawans, if you are familiar with the Tabon man from the Tabon cave, the Palawans are said to be descendants of these tribes who started civilization not only in Palawan, but also in the Philippines. As what Raha mentioned a while ago in the introduction, the Palaw'an is also known as Palawano, which is an indigenous ethnic group found in the province of Palawan. Next. Also mentioned a while ago that this group is divided into four ethno-linguistic subgroups, namely Quezon Palawan, Bugsok Palawan, Brooks Point Palawano, and Southwest Palawano. These subgroups have their other names also, but it was already mentioned in the introduction. So this indigenous group belongs to large Manobo-based linguistic groups of the southern Philippines. They were originally found in the interior regions of South Apuruan on the west coast and south of Abo-Abo on the east coast. These regions may be located in the southern part of the province of Palawan. The Palaw'ans have become popularly known as Palawans, Palawano, which is pronounced faster than the name of the province. That's all. Thank you.
Now, for their belief, Palawano are known to be naive in socializing with their outside world,
and they would welcome you with extreme precaution as they were always scared of getting sick. Uh, and at the onset of this fear, they would immediately abandon their area. It is believed that they have the shortest lifespan of all peoples, but no statistical data are, however, available to support this claim. So basically, medyo mailap sila sa mga tao na hindi part ng tribe nila. And when there's a time na may nakapag-intrude dun sa mismong tribo nila or parang may mga outsiders, ang ginagawa nila is lumilipat sila ng lugar. Their choices of clothing were also G-strings for men and patajong for women, or the so-called native wraps, similar to the more popular malong. And one of the children play toys also is a top that is flat, usually about a third of an inch thick, that is spun on the ground using a rope and of 1.5 meters in length. So yung laruan ng mga bata doon, na usual na ginagamit nila is parang yung mga alam natin na trumpo. Pero syempre mas medyo mas huli yung design ng doon sa kanila. Then, these are some of the list ng mga pinapaniwalaan nila ng mga deities, ganyan. So, for the first one is Empok, the supreme deity lord, and owner, the creator of all things in the world, also referred as Ampu, the master who wove the world and created several kinds of humanity. Hence, he is also called Nagsalad, or the weaver. He is a protective watching presence who lives in his abode, Andunawan. The second one is Dewata, a benevolent and protective deity who stays in the median space called Lalangaw, the mediator between humans and the supreme deity. The next one is Beljan, the spirits of all Beljan, or the shamans. He is believed to be able to travel to the vertical universe, divided into 14 different layers, in order to heal the world and to re-establish cosmic balance, also referred to as Balyan. The next one is Lengam, or a demon-like beings of the forest who act as the caretakers of poisonous and biting animals such as scorpions and snakes. Also called Langgam or Satan, they can be harmful to humans but also benevolent bringers of inspiration and knowledge. The next one is Ampu and Paray, which is the master of the rice. Linamin at Barat, which is the lady goddess of the monsoon winds. Linamin at Bulag, the lady goddess of the dry season. And Upukuyao, the grandfather god of thunder.
So now, I will be discussing the culture of the Palawan. Next slide, please.
Here's a short video of one of the Palawano who was writing their traditional.
So Palaw'an lives in the southern part of the province of Palawan, and are the ones who are thought to be the descendants of the Tabang caveman back in 50,000 years ago. These people are known to be the hunters, forest foragers, and cultivators. They also like living in a faraway area that are near the forest to acquire daily necessities, since, as to what I have said earlier, they are known to hunt and to cultivate and forage forests. Next slide, please. Palaw'an tribe are known to be the animists, who perform rituals regularly to make peace with the spirits for spiritual and material matters. When we say animists, these are the people who believe that objects, places, and creatures all possesses a distinct spiritual essence, like animals, plants, rocks, rivers, weather systems, human handiwork, and even birds. They perceive those things as animated and alive. Nowadays, Palawans are mainly agricultural. They grow rice, bananas, root crops, and other vegetables. In the early 1970s, the missionaries have altered Palawans' indigenous traditions, especially those who live in the lower parts of the island. They were taught Christianity, Hinduism, and also Islam. Moreover, they were also taught about the outside world. Let's watch some videos depicting some aspects of their culture. Are still raw videos. Please understand that we are not allowed to edit this.
And for now for their livelihood, in the past, the Palawano tribe are hunters, forest foragers, and cultivators who prefer to live in the far-flung upland areas near the forest, where they mostly acquire their everyday necessities. As said earlier, they were animists who regularly performed rituals to appease the gods, the good and bad spirits to assist the tribe in both spiritual and material matters. Some communities perform a ceremony every 7 years to cleanse the world and to restore the cosmic balance. Kaya nung discuss kanina, yung mga shaman or yung Belgian, yun yung dun sila parang nagdarasal para yun nga, ma-cleanse yung world, ma-replenish or hinahayaan din nila na mag-regrow yung mga pinuputol nila na halaman para dun sa binubuo nila na parang mga for outcrops, ganyan, mga farm. Today, they are mainly agricultural and grow rice, bananas, root crops, and variety of vegetables. The Palawano or Palaw'an are shifting cultivators. They often clear a small area of the forest and grow food on it before moving on and allowing the forest to regenerate. They grow upland rice, which they believe has a human-like personality. And before clearing an area for planting, they consult and appease various spirits and interpret omens in their dreams. Medyo malakas yung dun sa may beliefs nila, sa mga paniniwala nila dun sa mga, not only to deities, pero pati yung mga parang masters ng mga bagay-bagay like sa mga trees, mga animals, ganyan. Due to the influence of newcomers, the source of livelihood for the majority of the tribe has shifted to farming, with hunting, honey collection, and rattan gathering as additional sources. Wild pig is their favorite meat, and they must first make a request to the pig animal master before catching it. Gaya nga nung sabi ko kanina, malaki yung paniniwala nila dun sa mga masters or dun sa parang mga spirits ng hayop, mga hayop tsaka mga halaman na nasa paligid nila. These are also believed to have their own masters who can only be seen by the Belgian or the shaman during trance. They hunt wild animals using spear with little poison at the tip of it and catch fish by using a root sap that is diluted in shallow river or stream. The Palawans hardly domesticate chicken or hogs. They prefer dogs, which comes very helpful during hunting. Plus, they are also uh, shifted to rattan gathering na din as rattan gathering as additional sources, and just like other tribes in the area,
young Palawano boys and girls are trained to weave at an early age. A famous handicraft produced by the Palawanos is called tingkep, yung mismong ano nila, yung nawiweave nila na parang mga baskets na gano'n. Yun. Males are assigned to gather and prepare the materials dun sa weaving ng mga ratan nila, while women are tasked to accomplish naman yung actual weaving. Pero most of it are done during daytime. Tingkep is a unique basket made of rattan and used to store rice, carry food, or even store treasured possession. It is also used by healers during a ritual called kundu to house the spirit of liniment, a beautiful and powerful female spirit. This woven basket is slowly gaining popularity among tourists, which serves as another source of profit for the tribe. Pero nowadays, mining has already made it difficult for some of Palaw'an or Palawano communities to grow and hunt enough food for their tribes. So currently, it is the largest threat sa livelihood talaga ng mga Palawan. Yan lang.
Dito naman po yung mga problems na they face today. And ito yung mga nakalap na information. Next slide, please. First is pandemic. Lahat naman tayo is at risk sa virus transmission. And kasama sila doon. Kasi, isa sa mga livelihood nila is nagbebenta sila ng mga products nila like honey, gulay, papunta sa bayan o sa palengke. Meron din mga Palaw'an na naglalako sa daan ng mga gawa nilang crafts like walis tingting, walis tambo, banid, ganyan. And sa pagpunta nila sa bayan, sa paglalako, at risk sila sa virus transmission. Next slide, please. Healthcare, malaria, malnutrition, hygiene, fungal infection, and etc. Since yung location nga ng mga tribes is doon sa kagubatan or sa paanan ng bundok o minsan sa bundok mismo, is malayo sila sa mga hospital. Malnutrition, actually, isa sa mga katangian or kaugalian ng mga Palaw'an is kung anong meron ngayon, yun lang din ang satisfied din sila doon. Hindi sila nagpaplano para sa kinabukasan, kung ano kakainin nila sa sunod na linggo, ganun. So, kung ngayong araw na to is wala silang nakuha ang pagkain, yun lang, ayos na sila doon. Kung bukas wala silang kakainin, ayos na din sila doon. So, at risk yung mga bata sa malnutrition. So, hygiene, fungal infection, or mga other healthcare or mga diseases na pwede na makuha doon sa way of living nila and sa lugar kung saan sila nakatira. Next slide, please. Mining, a threat for their location of their tribes. Alam natin na ang mga Palaw'an is merong mga Palaw'an na walang permanenteng address. Pero meron din mga tribes na kung saan sila gustong tumira, doon na yung permanente nilang address. And alam din natin na sa Quezon, sa Yutuba, dyan sa South is may mga mining facilities. May mga times na yung mga location ng tribes is nagbili ng mga mining companies. So, they are at risk of relocation. Kahit doon na sila lumaki, kahit doon na nanggaling mga lolo't lola nila, is nabili na ng mga mining companies yung location nila. Next slide. Okay, child marriages. When they got their first period, the one who bought them will decide if they will get married or not. Kasi meron silang culture na ang bata, kahit minsan nasa tiyan pa lang, basta't alam nila magiging babae, yung lalaki na lalaki sa tribe nila, pwedeng bilhin yung bata or i-arrange marriage sa kanya. Babayaran niya yung magulang kapalit ng baboy, ng bigas, o minsan pa nga ng baril. So, kung yung batang babae is nakuha niya na yung first period niya, sabi natin 10 years old, 13 years old, magdidesisyon yung nakabili sa kanya kung papakasalan ba siya o hindi. Minsan, yung lalaki is hindi na nakapaghintay, nakasalan na sa iba. So, decision niya na hindi niya napapakasalan yung batang babae. Pero sabihin natin kung kinasal sila, 13 years old na bata, mabubuntis, at risk yung bata sa mga diseases na makukuha mo sa juvenile sex or sa pagiging buntis mismo. And masasama din natin dito yung child labor. Isipin mo ang 15 years old na bata, gagawa na ng sarili niyang pamilya, mag-aalaga siya ng mga anak niya, tutulong siya sa paghanap ng pagkain, sa farming, at that young age. Okay, next slide. Lack of education about health, environment, and etc. Actually, halos lahat ng problems na nandito sa report na to is maililink natin dito sa lack of education. Lack of education about health, sa family planning, diba? Sa education mismo kasi malayo yung mga lugar nila sa mga eskwelahan. About environment, kasi alam natin na, sinabi na kanina na ang Palaw'an, isa sa mga way of living nila is yung slash and burn or kaingin. Sa practice na ito, halos palagi silang nagsisisi ng iba na sinisira daw nila ang environment dahil nga sa way of living nila. So, yun, kulang sila ng kaalaman about sa environment. Next slide, please. Lack of organization. They lack organization with other Palaw'an tribes. There is confusion about what is true Palaw'an and which is not. So, sa paghanap ng infos about this report, medyo nahirapan kami kasi hindi natin alam kung saan yung tama at hindi. Kasi daming tribes ng mga Palaw'an na iba-iba. Walang common ground. Halos wala silang organization sa isa't isa. For example, yung Palaw'an tribe sa Tumarbong, Quezon, meron silang mga carvings na halos katulad ng mga carvings ng Tagbanwa. Another example, yung Palaw'an tribe sa Tagbae, Quezon, meron silang sariling script, which is yung tatawag na Surat It Palaw'an. Yun yung picture na nakikita doon sa title page kanina. Which is malayo sa nakikita nating script na nandoon sa Palaw'an tribe sa Butterfly Garden. Yung tatawag nilang Ibalnan script. Malayo sila, di ba? At nung tinanong din namin si Ama, yung panglima ng Palaw'an tribe sa Tagbae, yung Ibalnan script daw is not actually the name of the script. Ito yung name ng lugar kung saan nakatira yung certain tribe na yun. So, yung Ibalnan script is from the word na lugar Abalnan. So, hindi natin alam kung saan doon yung totoong script or saan yung, kung pareho ba silang totoong script. Kasi nga, they lack of organization. Another thing is that mga Palaw'an kilala sila sa pagiging talented. Marami silang sayaw, marami silang kwento, magaling sila sa mga crafts, sa carving, sa pag-weave ng basket. Pero sa lack of organization nga, hindi nila na-utilize yung talents na yun. Kasi hindi alam kung ito bang craft na to is originally from them or nagaya na sa iba, ganyan. Hindi nila na-utilize yung talent na yun. So, kung sana may lack of organization sa mga Palaw'an tribes is that malalaman natin kung ano yung mga mas magaganda, kung ano pa yung mga culture na meron sila. Mga culture na meron sila. Next slide, please. This one is a message from Miss Ama or Teofilo Sumayan, panglima ng Tagbae. What is happening?
Okay na ba?
I don't know. Kung hindi po marinig ng maayos yung video, magbibigay na lang po kami ng Google Drive folder para sa mga videos na nakasama dito sa PowerPoint na ito. Itong message na lang po ito, sabi niya lang po na sana is magkaroon pa ng research about them, about Palaw'an, na sana maipagpatuloy pa yung pagbibigay ng information about their culture para sa mga susunod pa na generation. Sana ma-preserve yung kanilang culture in the least. Yun lang po. And thank you very much for listening.